And we'll shift our focus to a major audit of the state's Department of Human Services, which has just unearthed a massive amount of newly discovered potential fraud taking place right under the noses of the Walz administration. In a new report, the state's nonpartisan auditor reveals they've just found widespread evidence of failed oversight by Walz and his team concerning a number of extensive grant programs dealing with addiction and mental health issues. The report says that between 2022 and 2024, the Walz administration handed out more than $425 million in grants to hundreds of different and often questionable organizations. However, once that cash was awarded, Walz and his pals failed to do their duty and provide the proper oversight regarding exactly how those funds were used or if they were even used properly at all. At this point, nobody knows. Furthermore, the audit found that an incompetent Walz administration agency called the Behavioral Health Administration was missing an extraordinary amount of paperwork, required paperwork at that, including proof of necessary follow-up monitoring visits to confirm the cash was being used correctly. Now, to make things worse, auditors say they also found evidence of backdated and newly created paperwork, which they claim is part of an intentional effort by officials to cover up the tracks of their negligence by retroactively making up false documents that show they actually did their jobs. Republican lawmakers say the new report is just further proof that Governor Walz and his team have fostered a culture of pervasive fraud, negligence, and deception as well. They go on to say the audit clearly shows that the Democrat-led state government has failed at every level, that employees were not properly trained, and that oversight and accountability have been sorely missing where they're actually needed the most. In the meantime, Attorney General Pam Bondi says that her Justice Department is now surging federal prosecutors to Minnesota to crack down on the criminals who are robbing American taxpayers blind and to finally put the offenders behind bars where they belong. And so many people have left us comments saying that exact same thing. Why aren't they locked up yet? Our final thought, and this is what we call the News Roundup Lowdown. You know, there are a few things in life that I find shocking, but from time to time, even me, your News Roundup host, I'm caught off guard. Our editor, Pranov the Magnificent, cut 19, please. Back in 1969, a few fellows took off in a rocket ship. They landed on the moon, and they went for a walk. To me, that's kind of shocking. Cut 28, Pranov again, if you would. The fall of the Berlin Wall, 1989, also shocking. Absolutely shocking. We watched all night long on CNN all those years ago. And one more, if you could, Pranov, cut 39 this time. The fact that people actually like this thing, the McRib, the pork thingy at the Golden Arches, unexplainably shocking. Put that away and give me a couple of Big Macs. Now, the most shocking news of all was something I just learned about today, and I think I'm gobsmacked, which I think is a fancy word for sort of kind of astonished. This new audit that we've just learned about in a place we call Walsneyland, a place also referred to as, you get it, Minnesota, reveals a staggering amount of something which looks, feels, smells, and tastes like a fraud sandwich. You know, tons of people have already left more comments about that for us here, demanding to learn more about these sandwiches. And to my understanding, they're sort of easy to make. You take a wad of taxpayer dough, some fake paperwork, a dash of conflict of interest, a healthy dose of failed leadership, and then stick it all between two big hunks of sourdough. Now you can add mustard, mayo, ketchup, or even some Vegemite, and by all accounts, it's better than a deli sub. Word of caution, you will destroy that sandwich if you add this one ingredient, a little thing called oversight. Make sure to leave out the oversight. Hey, Minnesota, thanks for the vittles. Nobody does it better than you, except maybe California. A couple of folks say Ohio as well, and maybe a few other states as well.